A genie of the Anja clan was summoned by a strange black magic to avenge the love marriage and the death of the unborn fetus, which destroys all of that person's blood relations within 5 nights. But knowing what happened after summoning jinn, her will freeze. Today I bring you the movie Sijjin, based on the most controversial true story in Indonesia. Irma and Ulan, two sisters, leave their town to visit Yasan in a distant village. The reason for coming is Hisan's son Galan. Irma loves him like crazy. However, he has doubts about whether their relationship will lead to marriage or not due to the fact that he is the aunt's son. Siccin manipulates genes with black magic. Irma gives him some money, makes her sister Ulan media, and finds out through genes that Galan is not perfect for her as a husband, because that will be the cause of Irma's death in the future. The events proceed from here to 12 years later. Galan is now married. Happy family with wife Nicha and only daughter, Sofia. But being a premature baby, due to optic nerve damage, the girl Sofia is blind from birth. On the occasion of her birthday, Irma, Ulan and their mother, Farah, came to visit the house today. Galan's mother Rifa is not doing well. He is in bed. No treatment can cure him. In the midst of their conversation, Irma meets with Galan privately. They were in a relationship for 3 years. But according to Rifa, after getting married, Galan didn't want to continue his relationship with Irma. But while Galan forgot his old memories, Irma couldn't. She still loves him like crazy. Not only that, Irma is going to be the mother of Galan's baby. The more Galan wants to cut ties, the more Irma holds on to it. Due to which regular phone calls, going to Galan's workplace without permission, these things keep happening. Similarly, one night when Irma went to visit Galan's godown, they quarreled about their relationship and the child. When Galan pushed Irma in anger, Irma's baby was destroyed. When the last bond between him and Irma is lost, he goes into emotional trauma. As a result, all his anger went on Nisha. One day Irma went out to Siccin's hideout without telling anyone. He is asked to remove Nicha from Galan's life, along with all his accumulated capital, along with some of Ulan's jewelry. He does not care about what he himself has sacrificed so far. Just don't live alone. According to Ihsan, among the evil jinn groups, the Anjar jinn hate Muslims the most, because of which he will be summoned by black magic to complete Irma's work. This jinn will kill Nisha and all her blood relations within 5 nights. Hearing that, Irma remembers Sofia. Even though he is still small, there is no attraction for him. In the end, the girl will die while taking revenge on Nisha. But what is the use of thinking so much? Her unborn fetus died. So, if you agree to Siccin by making your mind strong, black magic begins. First you will need hair, nails, or blood. Along with the severed head of the buffalo, its female body and the severed leg of the freshly buried corpse. When Siccin collected them as his own, the rest were the simple things. So in the meantime, Irma visits Sofia at her house one day in Galan's absence, collecting from the bathroom Nisha's hair stuck in a comb. Now need nails. But after easily getting Nicha's menstrual pad out of the bucket, Irma's job became easier. As a result, the process of invoking the Anja jinn begins. It was 3 in the morning. Galan is in a deep sleep. Nisha was praying tahajjud at that time. Suddenly a severed head of a buffalo fell in front of him. Immediately, blood and buffalo guts splattered all over the body. Hearing the screams, Galan rushed to see that there was nothing there. Everything is a mistake of Nisha's mind. In the morning, Nicha was alone at home. Suddenly, Sofia takes the doll in her hand and a strange change occurs. He cut the doll's hair one by one with scissors and started eating them. The next evening when Galan returns from work, Nisha informs him about the strange happenings at home and with her. But because he was very tired, he did not listen to these words. Meanwhile, when Ulan can't find his jewelry, he confronts Irma and learns that she went back to Inchan's place. Ulan tries to convince him a lot. But Irma is burning with vengeance. But a miracle happened to Irma that night, where he sees Ulan next to him in a terrible form. But there was no one there at all. But Nicha's condition is not very good. Leeches come out with blood vomiting when the mind is upset after sitting in prayer. While washing Rifa's face in the morning, he suddenly tries to strangle her. But later, when Sambit comes back, he realizes his mistake and apologizes to him. Allah knows what he is doing without his knowledge. Finally regaining control, while going to fetch hot water for Rifa, the mysteriously bedridden Rifa gets up herself and pours boiling soup over herself in the kitchen and dies. Nicha had no choice but to watch her death before her eyes. Everyone is crowded at home, Parish and mosque. Neighbors have started various stories surrounding his death. Some say Nicha may have killed him due to lying in bed day after day. According to some, someone has done black magic on the reef. But another incident happened. Just before the funeral, Nicha became a poser and began to behave terribly. Seeing him, no one has time to understand that Nicha is under the control of jinn. Even if Hujur somehow calms down, Nicha realizes that more bad times are coming. So Galan is told to be careful. At night he was resting after completing the burial. Galan wakes up in the basement when he hears a strange noise. There are many jinns sitting around Nicha. When Galan faints from this horrific scene, he is later seen lying shrouded in Nicha's place. And around him sits a group of jinns. Then Sophia's call ended the nightmare. However, after this incident, Galan's Nisha's words believe that there is really something in this house. As a result, taking advice from Hujur, he asked Galan to apply a vial of talismanic water on Nisha's forehead just before prayer. Meanwhile, when Nicha's spirit appears to her, Galan somehow manages to splash the water on her forehead, causing Nicha to scream in horror and lose control of herself. But the incident was not limited to Galan's house. Farah strangely comes under the spell. That day, when he was alone at home, he suddenly lost control and ate a piece of broken glass and died tragically. When the two girls return home and see the terrible death of their mother, Irma does not have time to realize that she herself is responsible for the death of her mother and Reva. So from Sister Galan and her baby getting spoiled, she angrily goes to Yachan and tells him about her doing black magic. But here's the question, as Ishmael said, Jinn will end everyone about Nisha's blood. Then why did Ma and Rifa die? Azan was being heard from the mosque in the afternoon. Suddenly Nicha screamed and climbed onto the table in the balcony, hanging by the rope around her neck. But even though Galan arrives in the nick of time to save him, the incident takes a toll on him. When Galan summons Hujur, he asks Nicha to take her to the mosque tonight. After some time, Irma meets Galan and says that Dai is actually responsible for all this. But now there is no choice but to blame each other. Because Irma's baby is spoiled for Galan. But whoever is to blame, now the gene must be stopped in order to survive. So when Irma prepares to take Ulan to Ihchan's hideout, Ulan becomes a poser. When he attacks Irma, Irma somehow tries to save herself, but ends up scalping Jin Ulan right before her eyes. Irma realizes that Jin is exterminating the entire family with no blood relation. And now it's Nicha and Galan's turn. Meanwhile, as everyone in the mosque starts preparing to heal Nisha, Irma reaches Ihsan's hideout. Irma tells him to stop Jin. But until the work for which Anjar Jin was summoned is done, it is not possible to return him. But in this case, Inchan said that Jin will kill everyone about Nisha's blood. But Farah, Ulan, Rifa, why did they die? By then, when Hujur starts the process of expelling Jin, Nicha becomes out of control. Jin starts to suffer every moment by using his power. Suddenly Irma also poses with Nicha. As a result, Irma's body broke and died tragically. When the Jinn inside Nisha came into full power by now and tried to strangle Galan, Hujur hit Nisha on the head and knocked him unconscious. But suddenly Sophia appeared in the mosque in a pose, surprising everyone. And with this incident, the real secret is revealed. The day Irma went to their house to collect Nisha's hair and blood for black magic. A day before that, Sophia got her first period. And Irma mistakenly brings Sophia's menstrual pad instead of Nisha's. Due to which black magic was mistakenly used Sophia's blood instead of Nisha's blood from the beginning. As a result, Galan's family was exterminated, with the exception of Nicha's family. Just then, when Sophia strangles Galan and lifts her up to the void, Hujur overpowers Jin, saving Sophia, but Galan dies on the spot. Thus ends a terrible night. Then at the end of the movie we were shown some articles. A family was rescued from the basement of a mosque in Pandeglang Regency, Indonesia. The man and the family died with a broken neck, and their only daughter and mother were admitted to the hospital unconscious. The police recovered the bodies of the man's two cousins from different places. The woman's condition is now critical, but although the girl is now fully recovered, there is no family left to care for her. If you like my movie Explain, please subscribe my channel.